Mr. Mitchell, I'm like my panel. I feel like you've been given so many bites at the apple. The only thing left is the core.
Alrighty, let's head back to the board. New contestant, Louisiana.
To my right is Jerry Ledoux. We're here to talk to Mr. James Mitchell, who is at Caddo Correctional Center. Mr. Mitchell, is that you I'm looking at on TV?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is your DLC number?
411770.
Okay, and you got a form in front of you, I'm sure, but it allows you to choose whether you have an attorney or not. And I see you do have an attorney. We have Mr. Eric Johnson, who is here all the way from Caddo Parish or Bossier Parish, Webster Parish, and anyway up north, and he is here to represent you. So having said that, before we get into the case, the case is Miss Jerry Ledoux's. Well, tell you what, I'll just turn it straight over to her and let her talk to Mr. Johnson and see where we go from there.
Okay, Mr. Mitchell, you already settled the issue of having an attorney, so I don't need to go there. You've been accused of violating two conditions of your parole. Condition number 4 says that on or about 9/19/2023, you committed the offense of simple burglary, 3 counts, and was arrested by Caddo Parish Sheriff's Office. These charges are still pending, and arguments and hearing is set for April 6, 2026. You are allowed to enter a plea of guilty with a statement, or not guilty, and you may defer to your attorney for assistance in making that plea.
Okay. Mr. Dude, we would ask to enter not guilty plea and spoke with Mr. Abbott. We may have a resolution to Mr. Mitchell's charges in Caddo, which I think is the main basis of the revocation when he goes back to court on April 6th. If I could request a continuance some after April 6th, we may have an easier decision, you know.
So, Mr. Johnson, are you saying that you believe these charges will be dismissed?
But I've spoken with the assistant district attorney about is a dismissal of the charges if a sum of restitution is paid. That's correct.
Okay, because, you know, we don't look at necessarily, we look at violation of parole conditions. So if he was involved in
Yes, ma'am.
illegal. Okay, so you're pleading not guilty.
Yes, ma'am.
And we also have violation number 10 in that he is in arrears of $590 in supervision fees. How would you plead to that?
Guilty.
The review of the file, for me, it was evident that there was a crime and that you did commit from the evidence, a burglary. Tell me about your conduct on parole other than that incident. Do you have any other problems?
No, ma'am.
Were you working?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, if you're working, tell me about the lifestyle that would put you in a position to be stealing things, even though you're working. What's going on?
I took on too many responsibilities and got overwhelmed.
So you were actually paroled. You were a parole case.
Yes, ma'am.
Gift of parole. Because you have a full term date of 5/2/54. You're a 3rd class offender.
Yes, ma'am.
The people want a second chance, and I get that. You were given the gift of parole.
Yes, ma'am.
So Were you having any kind of substance abuse issues?
toward the end.
So what precipitated this? What was the trigger that got you where you are? Be honest, I need to know so I can determine what to do.
I got overwhelmed with all the responsibilities I took on with,
Tell me about the responsibilities.
like I bought me I worked on getting me a house, and I had so many bills and so many things that I couldn't, I had a family to take care of, and we were just lose everything. And
Are you married?
no, ma'am,
How many children do you have?
I have one. I have a daughter and a grandchild.
And I have pictures and everything. Crying. Mr. Johnson, do you have any statements you would like to make on behalf of your client?
I think what Mr. Mitchell said, sums up why the conduct occurred, that, he overloaded himself with, financial obligations that he could take care of through his job. And that led to, I think, relapsing into substance abuse. And that's where the acts occurred.
Okay. So, Mr. Mitchell, you were on drugs.
Yes, ma'am.
You have a drug problem.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had, how many years did you spend, before you were paroled, how many years were you incarcerated?
12 years.
Did you have any substance abuse treatment while you were incarcerated?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was that? What kind of treatment?
AANA and Celebrate Recovery.
Okay. Panel, I would defer to you if you have any other questions.
I have no questions.
Okay, this is and what offender, I was looking for your offender class. What offender
The
class?
third class.
Third class offender. Mr. Mitchell, I know you got a very capable attorney here, but sometimes it gets to the point of no matter what the representation is and all that, but you just a slow learner. I mean, how much more can you expect us seeing the taxpayers and the citizens of Louisiana to put up with from you? That's what bothers me, whether you make restitution or not, whether they drop the charges or not. The point remains, it's pretty evident that you're involved in criminal conduct again. And that's what bothers me. Why? Why are you such a slow learner?
I don't even have an answer for that, to be honest. You're right. You're absolutely right. It's all about who you surround yourself with. And I just surrounded myself with the wrong people. And
Well, some of them here last week and they said you were the wrong person. You know what I mean?
that's my,
Yeah, okay. Not just about other people.
Yeah, it seemed like, from what was in the record here as far as the Facebook posts and things like that, that y'all were all pretty wrong. Y'all like bad chemistry.
Yes, sir.
Y'all bad for each other. Not just, can't blame it on them.
yes, sir.
Okay, I think if that's all, are you prepared to vote for, and of course, we have the choice of a continuance, do not revoke or revoke in lieu of.
I'd ask to go into executive session.
Okay,
I'll second.
we've got a motion and a second to go into executive session for just a minute to talk about some procedural matters. The time is 9:36 in the morning. We'll be off air for just a few minutes and we'll be back in just a moment.
I gotta be honest. Why an executive session here? Forgive me, be preachy for just a moment. Lord, deliver me people who take accountability for their actions. Once again, somebody, hanging around the wrong crowd. Well, that's on you, dude. You know, you choose the people you hang out with. Nobody forces you to. Nobody forces you to do anything unless you're in prison, in which case you're going to be forced to do some things. But, you know, you have agency over your life. Everybody does. And nobody seems to want to accept that. And yes, it's a responsibility. You have to be responsible for yourself rather than offloading it onto somebody else. But, you know, I suppose there's a reason why these people are where they are. It's because they haven't taken agency over their lives. They haven't worked to fix themselves. I'm just saying, it drives me nuts. You guys know that, so this is nothing new, but I like it when people get up and say, you know what, this one was on me. You know, I did X, Y, and Z wrong. I regret it for these reasons. And yeah, I needed to do better and I didn't. I cheer for those people. I really do. But this sort of person, not as much. All right, we're in the way back machine. Let me push this forward here. All right.
Okay, the time is 9:40 in the morning. We've been in executive session. Could I have a motion and a second to come out of executive session? Go into regular session. Got a motion and a second, and there is no objection. So at 9:40, we are out of executive session into regular session and still considering the case on James Mitchell on a revocation hearing. Okay, this case has been assigned to Ms. Ledoux. I think we've had our questions. And we discussed some possibilities back on procedural matters, but I think we're ready to vote now.
Mr. Mitchell, the role of the Committee on Parole and Revocation is to determine if there is evidence that you have violated your conditions of parole and to make decisions based on that information. And the evidence clearly shows me that you have violated your parole and that you should be revoked today. So my vote today is for revocation based on your admittance and the evidence that I see.
Okay, Mr. Phillips?
My vote also is to revoke for rule number 4 and 10.
Okay, and Mr. Mitchell, I'm like my panel. I feel like you've been given so many bites at the apple. The only thing left is the core. And my vote also is to revoke you, violation of condition 4 and 10. And therefore, as of this morning at 9:42, your parole has been revoked.
Yes, sir.
Well, as he just said, so many bites at the apple, the only thing left is the core. I suppose the good news is once you get to the core, you are left with seeds. So perhaps they can plant those seeds and regrow this person's life. Hey, thanks for watching this clip from TCF Live. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. And you can join us weekdays live, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific, right here on this channel.